let's start with this idea of touching people's lives. You actually have your own YouTube channel, your own program, which tries to look for positive stories in an environment where trolling is really cruel. And, you know, all day long, we've been hearing stories from girls who say, this was said about our weight, this was said about the hair on our face, this was said about the color of our skin. Before you had this dream year, have you been trolled in a really horrible, I know you have,
Hello.
but everybody may not know. What hurt you the most that was said about you?
Honestly, a lot has been said about me, so I can't really choose one incident.
But do you remember a moment when you said, oh shit, you know, I have a thick skin, but that feels really rotten?
I think sometimes when I can't control a narrative is when that makes me upset. So, for example, when I just started out in my first year, someone made like a fake account on Instagram, and they started writing that they were in school with me, and I was like this, I was like that, I lied about my education, I lied about getting into college and all sorts of things. And first I was like, oh, no one's going to believe that. Why would someone believe it? But people did believe it. And then when that kind of spun out of control and I couldn't control that narrative, that really upset me, I would say. And then that's actually the reason personally why I started so positive. But once I started it, it wasn't about me. I think it was.
No,
it
I know.
became
You
more
have
than
now
that.
like a whole range of guests walking in. But something triggered you to start it. Do you remember that feeling? Because I really think we undermine how, look, you're Ananya Panday. You still have the strength, the community to stay online. There are people who aren't famous or accomplished, who don't have and they just go off, and it's a way of silencing women. So I'm just wondering if you remember, like, what was that touched a nerve that you started so positive?
I think just feeling very helpless, that you can't, you know, if you say something back, it's going to start a chain reaction and it's going to be endless. And as you said, I'm in a position of power. You know, I'm an actor, and sometimes I have to be on social media, even if I don't want to be on social media.
Do you not want to be on social media?
Some days I definitely don't want to be on social media, but I also saw like the direct impact on my younger sister Raisa, because she's not an actor and she has no plans of becoming an actor. But anytime we posted a picture of her and we used to tag her, she used to be like, listen, don't tag me. Like, I don't want to be tagged because people follow me or they message me nasty things or they write something about how skinny I am, how I look. And that's when I guess what you're talking about, that's when it hit me and I'm like, okay, it doesn't just happen with actors, it happens with everyone, you know. When I was in school, social media wasn't as prevalent, you know, Facebook had just about come about. And people used to say things at that time, like when I was in school, I'd been called everything from hunchback to flat screen to chicken legs to hairy, you know. So, and
really?
but that was in our school, so we were in a bubble at that time. It wasn't, you know, all over the world, but now, you know, because of social media, the smallest of voice can be amplified across the world, and it's definitely a scary time.
But kids can be very cruel without even meaning to necessarily.
Yes.
When those things were said to you at school, did you sort of say, oh, this is just how kids talk? Or did it impact your confidence?
No, the fact that I remember exactly what people said and who said what, even like 10, 12 years later, shows like, you know, the impact that words can have. So, no, it did affect my self-confidence, and it still does to date. You know, I think self-love is a journey. It's not really a destination. You keep getting a little bit better every single day, and no matter where you are in life, things still affect you.